It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks again for joining us. Our guest is Ted Lieu. Ted is a member of the California State Senate. He's actually one of the newest members, and the reason is he won in a special election. You took office in February, so you're just in about 3-4 months, I guess. I want to get a sense from you, having served in the Assembly for 6 years, 80 members, the Senate 40 members. Talk to me about the differences.
Well, it's a more cordial place.
Really?
Because we have...
Really?
Really, yes.
Really?
Because we have less people. And the folks there generally have more experience. Many were previously in the Assembly. And so there was less sort of franticness. It's a little more calm. It's a little more sober.
Does it feel less partisan than the Assembly?
It does. And even when you watch the floor statements, they are generally less partisan, somewhat more respectful. Not that we don't have our partisan differences.
No,
we clearly do.
which is fine.
But it is a more cordial place, and I do really enjoy it.
We're heading into the summer, and I need to admit to the world that I used to sit in tanning beds. Not often, but I did. Well, you know, when in the 80s. It was very hot in the 80s to sit in tanning beds. And when I was 27, I got skin cancer, low-grade skin cancer. Wow. Fine, you know, not a big deal, not melanoma. But apparently the science on tanning beds is not positive, and you're looking to implement some rules.
Right. Well, at the time when you did it, the science, there was not a lot of studies, but now it is conclusive. Tanning beds cause skin cancer, and sometimes it causes deadly skin cancer. So the FDA and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services have labeled it as a very high-level carcinogen.
High level?
The highest. And in 2009, the World Health Organization elevated tanning beds to a level 1 carcinogen, the same level as plutonium in cigarettes.
So why are they still operating, if that's the case?
Well, for the same reason that we let people drink scotch and smoke cigarettes, but we don't let minors do that. And that's why I have a bill that bans tanning beds for anyone under 18.
How's it looking?
It looks good. It has passed the first policy committee in the state Senate. And currently, California actually bans tanning beds for people under 14, because the state already recognizes the dangers. I'm just trying to make it for all minors.
And what are the Republicans saying?
Some of them are looking at supporting the bill because it's really just a public health issue. And it's supported not just by the medical community. We have, you know, the dermatologists on the front lines who are supporting this. But we also have health insurers like Blue Cross. They're supporting it.
Oh, that's interesting. I want to shift gears and continue talking about our young, and I want to focus on our higher education institutions.
Right.
I want to look at the CSU system because some dramatic statements have come out from the chancellor of the CSU system. They have said that if we don't see an extension of the tax increases from the last few years, the tuition will spike 32%. In addition to the 10% already passed. They could turn away 20,000 qualified applicants. They're even talking about closing 10 of the smallest campuses. This is serious.
It's very serious, and that's why I have always supported the extension of the tax revenues. Basically, if we don't get these extensions, and we need 2 Republicans on the Senate side and 2 on the Assembly side to support this, then we're going to have to make devastating cuts, and the CSU will take a portion of that, as will other parts of the state. And so it's very, very important we get the tax extensions.
If we look at polling data, the latest data, which comes, for example, from an LA Times USC poll, is that 60% support at least an election to allow the extension of tax increases from 2 years ago.
That's right. That's all the Democratic caucus is asking for, is to give the people a chance to vote on whether they want to extend revenues or not. Because if people say, look, we don't want to extend taxes, then we have a clear signal, and we're not going to do it, and we will make those cuts. Okay. But at least we want the people to have a voice in a very monumental decision.
If it happens, it would have to be November, though, correct?
It will very likely be November.
Okay, Ted Lieu, thank you for joining us. He is Ted Lieu, a member of the California State Senate. I'm Brad Pomerance. Back to HLN.